Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here, and with my Flosstube update number 292, almost 300 videos. Today is the 29th of July. Really to the end of the month now. This is a channel about cross stitch for those of you who might have stumbled across it unknowingly. But so I'm going to talk about some, I have some whips, new starts, a bunch of finishes that are not finished, and what's upcoming for the month of August with Cross Stitch Camp and WIPGO. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. First of all, my Cross Stitch Camp piece for July is July's challenge was this by Colorado Cross Stitcher. The challenge this month was stitch something that grows. So I chose. Don't have. Yes, I do. Excuse me, just a second. Okay, so for July, I did Plum Street Samplers Noah's Christmas Ark number 3. It's whales and squirrels. Whales and squirrels. So I'm doing this one here with the whales, and I'm doing this on, I think it's 32 count, if I recall correctly, 2 over 2. So I'm about, you can see I've got the bathtub filled up about halfway. I've got these whales. All I have left to do is just filling in the water here. I'm hoping I can get it done. I worked on this today during the video that we did. So a few more rows, and I'm hoping I can get all done in the next few days because that's all I have left. But that's my cross stitch camp piece for July. For August, our challenge is to do something new to you. New thread, new designer, new fabric, whatever. So I've done most things. There's a few fabrics, fabric designers, fabric colorists that I have not used, like say like Fox and Rabbit or XG Designs or something like that. So I usually either I've bought fabric like at Hobby Lobby or whatever, or I've either some of their, like when they just about a year ago, I guess, that they had all these wonderful colors of Murano Carré that were 32 count, whatever. So I bought all of those, one of each of those colors, I guess, because I was doing those rabbit charts, and now they don't. They seem to only carry like maybe one color, the ice. I think it's an off-white color. But anyway, so I bought those. I bought some things that some Evil Weaves and Luganas and stuff that I've dyed myself, primarily. So it's hard for me to find like a fabric I haven't used before, except for, designer fabrics or whatever. And there's some designers that I've never used before, so that's what I decided to do. The threads, I've used several different kinds of threads before. I've done silks. There's maybe specific designers that I haven't, with colors and stuff that I haven't used. But anyway, so for mine, I decided to do designer I haven't used before, and this is Bendy Stitchy, and I've bought at least one other one of her designs, but I've never stitched them. I bought them, but I never stitched them. So that was what I decided to do. was Bendy Stitches Christmas Moose is what this is called. It's really cute. You see a little cartoon moose there. And it uses all DMC in addition to étoile. The brown color of this moose. No, I think it's, I don't know which color it is. If it's the body or the face. I forget. Is étoile. A little sparkly DMC color. But anyway, like I said, it's all DMC colors, and it's not very big. It's like 49 by 52. So I'm hoping I can get it done. But that's my August cross stitch camp piece. So for July, I had because we had 3 numbers. Some people use the 13, the middle space, as the free space, but I have projects listed in there just like everything else. So that meant I had 3 whips, 3 FFOs, and 3 new starts. So one of my new starts was obviously my cross stitch camp piece, and the other 2 new starts I have. I'll show those in a minute. And then I had 3 whips. So I've talked about the Blue Elephant, the DMC kit Blue Elephant that I did. That was the first one I worked on. And then Caterpillar Cross Stitches Hello Pumpkin. I showed you that last week. And my 3rd whip for WIPGO was Pandemic. That's this one. Came out when we were all under lockdown for the pandemic, and it was free for a little while at the time, and then it was a purchase thing, but I got it while it was free. So I started with this motif here, so not quite the center, but the center is like, I don't know, like right here somewhere maybe. But I started with this in this area here. And I think I started with like this right here. But so I've got everything like from this little thing, you know, down to right here, that I've worked on. So all this dark blue stuff, all of this up here, I had already finished. And I come down here, and I had done, I think, this side of this urn thing. I done like the top and down one side to about here. I had not done the lower part, just done this handle. And I'd done the 2 deer, and then I had just started on, I had done like maybe 2 or 3 of these little designs here, and some of the X's here. And that was my starting point. So I have, I think I worked on it 3 or maybe 4 days. One day, I know we had, you know, gone out and gone grocery shopping, and I came in, and I was so exhausted. I don't know what all we had done. And I stayed up late the night before. And so I did like one of these little motifs here. Like, that's all I could do to stay awake to stitch that. But so I managed to finish all of this. And this is in toile. My original plan was to do the whole thing in like all these different shades of blue. And I thought, oh, I'll just change, you know, do different motifs and different colors and stuff. And then, but I started with this color, and I decided to do the whole plant, whatever. This is 823. It's a dark blue DMC color. But then when I was coming down here, and I had these deer, and so then I went ahead and used this étoile. This is a étoile color. There's a little bit, you can just see the sparkle. It doesn't come across very well on camera. There's a big cat hair or something on there. And then I started to do the inside of this vase, and I did another étoile color. So I think before I go on and finish this in this dark blue color, there's a butterfly, some butterflies here, and a little, like, I don't know, dogs or something that I'm going to do. And I'm going to do those. There's a little dog thing here and here, and these butterflies. I think I'm going to do those do those in étoile color. And these little owls, I haven't gone and done these three, I don't know what they are, thistles, whatever, in the center of this plant. I haven't done those yet, but then I want to do those owls in maybe one of the étoile colors or something. And there's a crown up there. So what would be really nice would be to finish this whole thing, but that's not going to happen. And I only have like 3 days left. So probably what I'll do is I could finish, like I did one side, of these little, I don't know, diamond shapes. And so should be able to finish the other side. But then I want to do those 4 animals, the 2 butterflies and the 2 little dog things. And then finish that, and then maybe get onto that. I only have 3 days. So there's that. So yeah, that's Pandemic. This is my Long Dog Sampler, sorry. And this is 28 count even weave, I believe, that I dyed myself. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah. And then I had 3 new stars. So one of them was our cross stitch camp piece. And then the other 2 I had, the red, that came with that. It needs to go in the thing, but I don't want to lose it. So I've been wanting to, to start Starry Night. This is by Prairie Schooler, and this is very much like akin to the Blackwork Angels that I just I did. I started them some time ago, and I finished them. I think the first year that we did cross stitch camp, so 2 years ago, I finished them all, and then and FFO'd them finally earlier this year. It was part of my WIPGO FFOs. So, but this Starry Night, I can't remember where I saw it. If I saw it online or if I saw it at the attic or where, because this is not from the attic, so maybe I saw it on 123 Stitch or something like that. But the pictures are very much like reminiscent of the Blackwork Angels, very much related in style to the Blackwork Angels. So I started on this one here, and I really just started up here, doing it's the black. There's a few colors, and when I went to Hobby Lobby a couple days ago, and got the DMC threads. I know I probably have the colors somewhere, but I didn't feel like digging around and finding them. So as long as I had to go to Hobby Lobby for some things, I went with my sister Eve, and so I bought those threads. But so anyway, I got just a little start on it. So this is just the little buildings of the village, and this is Mary right here on the back of this donkey, right here. So it's black and a few shades of blue. I think 2 or 3, and then some gold for the stars and the halos and like that. And like in this one here, the donkey and the cow, have these little bells and straps, whatever. So yeah, so they're basically just 4 colors. The instructions, whatever, call for electronic braid, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do either a combination of 3820, which is this gold color, and or Etoile in the same gold color. And then there's, like I said, there's blue, a couple of shades of blue and black. So yeah, and so I just, like I said, I just got this little start here, and this is Hardanger, 22 count Hardanger. I think I just did a light coffee dye on it. It didn't. I think I wanted it a little darker, and it didn't come out that dark. But it's close to the white that is called for in these designs. Yeah. So this is just one length. Originally, I was going to do 2/2 because I usually stitch with 2 threads, but on the Hardanger, I didn't want to do over 2 because it would have made it gigantic, and using 2 threads over 1 made it very dense, very thick. So I had started it, and then I went back and started over again, and did it 1/1. So this is 1/1, just one length of thread to get a new start. And so then my other new start, I keep going back and forth whether this was the Raccoon or the Ferret. This is Cottage Garden Sampling, A Year in the Woods. Number 4 is the Raccoon. I had said it was the Raccoon, and then I said, no, I think it's the Ferret. And then, yeah, no, it's the Raccoon. So I think last week in the description box, I had put this new start as the Ferret, but it's actually the Raccoon, is number 4. That's the one I'm doing. That's the one I started. So all I did, I just barely got this little flower, the pink of this big part of the flower, and then a little bitty flower, and that's all I did. But if you recall, I'm doing 3 of the animals on a piece of fabric. So the first fabric, I had enough to fit 3 of them on there. The fox, which is number 1, the swans, which is number 2, and the jackrabbit, which is number 3. I just barely got a start on the other number 2 and number 3. I got a little bit more of a start on the first one, but none of them are finished. But in order to do all 3 of them and have them all sit well together, I had come up with just a simple border. And so I did a little bit of the border just to, because this is a new piece of fabric for the next 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so I stitched just enough of the border so that I could place this correctly. So there's this little tiny 4 stitch flower, and then this little flower here, and there's like a DMC color that goes, where is it? Here. This is where I am. That goes here, and and all that. But so I did spend some time doing just the beginning of this border, and that's what all this thread up here is. This part of the border that goes across here. So what I'd like to do is just go all the way across, so that I can then stitch down, and that gives me the placement for the next new start. But anyway, so this is I want to say 32 count linen, but I dyed this myself also. So I have 3 pieces of this fabric, and I should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. I think I might have to dye one more piece to do all 12 of them. But so that's my third new start, I should say, for July. So then I had a bunch of FFOs, and I just realized today that I missed one of them, because for the FFOs for number 21, I had number we had number 13, and let me see if I've got these right, and 21, and there's another one, if I can find it. This July. Here we go. Number 9, number 13, and number 21. So number 9 was the Elephant and Pug were my FFOs. And number 13 was Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. The Elephant and Pug is an Owl Forest embroidery thing, and Christmas at Winterberry Cabin is Brenda Gervais With a Needle and Thread. And then a whole bunch of smalls for number 21. And I just realized one of them, I had written just a little code word for each of the smalls, and it says ribbon here, and I thought, ribbon? What is ribbon? I have an old ribbon embroidery piece that I don't know if it was a kit for somewhere. I don't know if it was in a magazine or because it was made to go in a little like card. It had a little paper frame basically, and I had made it for my mom a while back, but it was like mounted on a piece of, I don't know what, cardboard, and was just taped like with masking tape of all things. And so it was at my mom's house, and when we were there in January of, I want to say 2018 or whatever, or 19, whenever my parents moved out here, my sister and I, Naomi and I, went out to Albuquerque to help my parents pack up and decide what they were taking and leaving, and whatever. And so I got a bunch of cross-stitch stuff that was at my mom's house, and one of the pieces was this ribbon embroidery piece, and I took it out, and it was like, I didn't like the finish, and so I had always thought, well, I want to refinish it and mount it some other way, and so then I just put it in a bag, and I forgot about it. Well, I missed it on this list. It says ribbon. That was the ribbon embroidery thing. So I don't know if I'm going to get to that one. I might have just sneak it in August right now. But anyway, so among those things, I had a whole bunch of little smalls. And so far, really, I only have one of them finished. The other ones I have in various stages of finishing. So this was a kit that I got some time ago. It's one of those that comes with a little plastic frame, and that you're supposed to, I probably got it at Hobby Lobby. You're supposed to finish it in this little plastic frame. We wrap the stitching around this little piece of cardboard that comes with it in the frame, and mount it in the frame and whatever. But this one, I cut the material wrong. I didn't cut enough. I cut it to fit the frame, and I didn't leave the fabric there to go around the. Anyway, I did it wrong. So I wanted to make it into an ornament of some kind, but I didn't want to necessarily use that plastic frame. So I found these little metal ornament things at Hobby Lobby, and day before yesterday, I don't know. Yesterday was Friday, maybe Thursday, that I bought these. So they come, with the little jute hanger thingy, and what I did was the cardboard that came with this, I just cut it down so that it was the size of the stitching, and because this fabric, there was like this much left, just enough. So actually what I did was I laced it on here because there was just really not even enough fabric to glue it on, So I just laced the fabric. There was just enough to get the needle in, and I laced it onto the cardboard, and then I glued this little ribbon trim around it, and then glued the whole thing to this metal thingy as an ornament. So the only thing is that right here, you can kind of see where the ribbon like overlaps. I left the little gap there. So I'm thinking of finding some sort of little embellishment or something to put on there. a charm or something Christmassy. Maybe I'll put a bell or something. I don't know, but yeah. So this one is more or less done, except for, like I said, that little naked spot. And the others that I have are in various levels of completion. And so, but I spent a long time going over what I wanted to do, how I wanted to finish them, excuse me, choosing fabrics and trims and stuff like that. So the other one I wanted to do as an ornament is this Unto Us a Child is Born. So it came on again as a kit on the Ada and stuff. And the corners, this one is glued on because it had more margin on there. And so you can kind of see these little pokey corners. And so I have some ribbon that I think will mask that a little bit. But this is also going to go on one of these little ornament circles. But it barely fits. So it's going to go, directly on there, but it's going to, be a tight fit over that hanger thing. But it'll fit. And then, like I said, I'm going to, I think, glue some trim around this, circle so that you don't see those pokey corners so much. So I tried to glue them down, but, you can kind of see them. Anyway, so there's that. So this one is, again, almost finished. It's, and I have a couple of green things. I had thought about this twine. It's a green twine, but I don't know that it's like too green for that, because what I was looking for is this green or maybe blue, because I thought, well, the red that I have on my Santa, I have a few different reds, but I thought it wouldn't really, I don't like the idea of the red on there because there's no red in this design. And so I thought about this, but I think it's too green. And I have one that has green trees on it, Christmas tree kind of thing, but I don't know that I like that. And this one is just, you can't see it because of the plastic, but it's just a green, solid green. So that might work with this. But I have also this. It's green little edges on the stitching, and then I also have one that it has green Christmas tree kind of things on there. So yeah, but also I don't know if I have. Where is it? Yeah. So this is Christmas at Winterberry Cabin, and you can't really see it because I have it inside out. But where is the? Here. So, but it's very prim. This color, the picture's kind of dark, so it's hard to see. But in the picture, what they did, you can barely see them here, is they did the rusty jingle bell kind of treatment. There's one here, you can see in the corner. So they finished it with the jingle bells, and I think they used 10 of them on there, all the way around on the pillow. But I think, see, it's like I said, it's kind of these prim colors, so they're kind of, not very, I think the brightest thing on there is the red, of that little Santa, So I don't think I want to use a red trim, but so I have it backed. It's hard to see, but with this green velveteen Lady Dot Creates fabric that I had in the color String Bean. And I think I might use one of these or the Christmas tree one or whatever to go around the edge of it. And I have some like silver jingle bells. I think I still have some that I might use on the corner. I might look at them and see if they look okay. Or I have some tiny ones in like silver, gold, and green, and red, I think. Maybe I'll use one of those because they're very tiny and, would work on that. So anyway, I measured and cut and interfaced and all that. So I have to ask my sister to sew it because, I could sew it by hand, but it's very large and I'm not very good at sewing. And so it's ready to be sewn and stuffed and, yeah. So like I said, I'm probably going to use one of these green ribbons on there. The only thing is that I don't know if it's long enough because these came as a little pack from Michael's some time ago. It came with like 4 or 5 colors. I have a couple of some reds and it came with these green and neutrals in these packs. But I think probably the thing with the length on it was on on some thing on the pack, but the individual spools don't have any kind of information about the length of the thread. I mean of the ribbon. So I don't know if there's enough to go all the way around that this design or not. So we shall see. And I think let's see. I don't know. I guess I don't have oh yeah, here it is. This is the nativity thing. So it's like I said, it's very simple and The other one that I have sort of in an almost done state is this little bunny, and I laced this one too. Just it's a mess, but I laced it too, just as a sort of experimental thing, but came out pretty good. And I have this that I bought, I want to say at the dollar store, maybe. This little bunny, I might have gotten it, it's Hobby Lobby. It's Hobby Lobby. Yeah. So it has this metal bunny with a wooden bunny on there, a little silhouette thing, and it has this little hanger. And my idea was this will just fit on the little bunny butt. And then there's room over here for some embellishments. And again, I think I'm going to put some ribbon trim around this bunny. I have a few different things to choose from. I have blue. I have this little tiny orange ribbon, and this little, it's kind of a trim, like a rat tail kind of trim. The only problem with this stuff is that it frays a lot, and so I don't know. I like this, but it's very skinny. The only other orange that I have is kind of wide. It's too wide, I think, for this, because even like here, it's not flush, it's not flat. So the wider ribbon, if it was half as wide, it would work. But the skinny ribbon, I don't know if it'll be wide enough. So I don't know. I have the wider ribbon, here at home. So we'll see. There's also this blue cording kind of stuff. And it's almost, I don't know if it's exactly the right shade or not. No, it's a little bright. In person, it looks better than it does on camera. On camera, it looks a little bluer than it really is in person. But anyway. So there's that. And then there's also this carrot ribbon. And I think I got this. Did I get it? I don't remember if I got it at Target or at. I might have gotten it at Target. But it's really cute. And it's. Is it wired? I don't know if it's a wired ribbon or not. Yeah, I think it is. But it tells you how to make a bow. So I might use that to decorate it. And I also have some stick-on decorations. I have these eggs, and I have these little bunnies. I was gonna, so yeah, I might use maybe one of these little bunnies, or one of the eggs, and probably definitely this bunny ribbon. I mean carrot ribbon. So there's that. That's another almost finished finish. And then these others, like I said, I think I decided I couldn't decide whether I thought I would make a scissor fob because they're really too small for a pillow, and you know who needs 1,000 small pillows, and so I thought, well, I could use like a fabric scissor fob kind of idea, but I don't really use as much as I love scissors. The scissor fob, I have made a lot of them, and we sell them on our Etsy shop. But in some ways, I really am not a scissor fob using kind of person. I don't know, for whatever reason I haven't done it, but I do use a lot of needle minders. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to mount these on like foam core to give it a little more substance, and then do a small like fabric slab on this to cover the foam core part, and then put a magnet on the back of that, on the, like I said, a little fabric on the back of that, and make a needle minder out of it. So it'll be, you know, on the large side for a needle minder, you know, but I think it'll work. So this one this kitty cat is a free design from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. It's called Happy Cat. Is the chart there, and it's in their freebie section. They have on their website. So it's a blog basically is what it says. They're on Instagram as Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting, and they're also on Instagram, and they have a blog there or whatever. But so they have a section with free patterns, and this Happy Cat was among their free patterns. So that's what I got that. So like I said, I think I'm going to do a needle minder with that, and then also with this Lindsey Stitches Turtley Lovable. The same idea, I think. On here she has it as a scissor fob, but again, I said I think I'm going to make a needle minder out of that. And with the Happy Cat, I'm probably going to put, you know, some kind of trim on there. I haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to do. I might do one of these blacks, probably. And for this one, I think it has like the coloring. The original chart calls for like either pink or white for this heart, and then yeah, but I changed it to purple. I like that. Look, very cute. But so I have this purple fabric that I think will go nicely on the back of that. And also this purple ribbon to just trim the edges so that it's not so raw. And then, like I said, make a needle liner out of it. I've got plenty of magnets. And then this little Bristol pattern was a freebie at the attic. I picked it up at the attic, and it came with this little backing fabric. And again, I think I'm going to make a needle winder out of it because it's so tiny. So there's that, and that's the bunny. Okay. And the bunny was a little kit from Hobby Lobby. One of these, So then one of the other dilemmas I have is this. It's upside down. It's You I Like, and I've been talking to my sister about how to. It's this kind of weird reddish fabric. I don't have anything that matches it really. I do have a blue that's kind of like that purple, but it's a very dark navy blue that would probably work with it. But what I'm trying to do is like, just if I could make a little pillow thing out of this same fabric, just like do a self fabric thing. I just don't know how to do that because I've never done that way before. But yeah, so I'm sort of brainstorming with my sister about sewing that, self-sewing, to make a pillow out of this same fabric. I just don't know the technicalities of how to do that. And then the last thing, as if I didn't have enough FFOs going on, besides that ribbon embroidery thing, which I'm gonna sneak in next month, is if I have a picture of the the elephant and pug, I don't know where it is, and this one is Dragonfly and Ant, and they're both owl force embroidery kits that come with the fabric and the threads and all that. This is I also have the Monster Wonder Whale that I did earlier this year, and these are also by Owl Force Embroidery, and this is part of that same like sort of Fables set they have. So Elephant and Pug is this one here, and Dragonfly and Ant is this one here. So I decided, since this was the one on my FFO list, that I go ahead and do this and do them both together. So what I think my plan is to cut a piece of foam core, which is at just the size to mount them for both, and to use this. And I may do a trim around the squares. It just depends on, once I get them mounted on the foam core, how they look. Because the problem with them is that they do not have really any colors in common. They're very, very different. I think maybe that one of the orange colors in here is the same as one of the orangey colors here. I'm not sure, but there's no real, color tying them in, except maybe black or white. But, yeah. So, but I think they'll go nicely on this board together. I like it because they're, like I said, they're part of that Fable series, or set that they have, or whatever. So, they of course won't look like that because there'll be a little gap in between them, but they'll both be on this same board. So, hopefully it won't take me too long to do each of those. But anyway, so I have a whole bunch of FFOs to do and all that for. But for August, I have across this camp piece. I already had said But my whips that I'm doing, one of them, let me look at my chart here. So the WIPGO numbers were called the other day, and they are number 18 and number 24. 18 and 20, 18 and 24. So 18 is Daily Walk in the Woods. And this is, I've had this as a Sal with, this is a Carolyn Manning design. Daily Walk in the Woods, stitch along. I had it for a few years now, and I still haven't finished it. Like I said, last week I discovered that the individual sort of unrelated motif kind of things apparently is not my cup of tea. So this is where I'm starting on this, and this one I did the fabric back wrong. It's supposed to be this way, and so I think I just have enough room to fit, the whole design on here. I think maybe, I don't know, but so I don't know. I'm about a third, 2/3 of the way through, not quite halfway, maybe. So yeah. So that's my number 18 whip, and yeah, kind of a long way to go on that one. And the other whip is number 24, is Yay, is what it's called. This is a Southwest Decoratives design that my sister Naomi bought for me when they went fishing on the Colorado River, Colorado? I don't know. But yeah, so I started this very briefly. I just started this, the red part of this middle figure here. Yeah. And so this Ada was in the kit. It came as a kit. So it came with all the threads and the Ada. My sister-in-law Rachel gave me this little elephant needle minder. Very cute. But anyway, so I had bought this thread drop thing at the attic because it's so gorgeous. It's a like a pub sign. Food, spirits, lodgings, Nantucket, Whalers Inn. And I had bought this, little wooden thread drop thing just because I liked it, and it came in handy because these are all the kit threads. There's really only this many colors. I happen to have two holes. There's a lot of this thread because it's full coverage. This background color behind it's like a sand painting, and the background color here is all stitched. So like I said, I'm right on this, just this red, rusty red color is all that I've done so far. I barely got a start on it. I don't know if it was a birthday start or what, but I started it just briefly. So that's my other whip. For new starts, I think I'm going to do that number 4, finally, the ferret. Maybe. I think that's what I have right now in my head. And the other one is the Christmas Moose for August cross-stitch camp. For FFOs, I have Beneath the Bow, and then for number 24 and for number 18, both Hippity Hop and Good Must I Be, and these are both smalls. So Beneath the Bow is this little, I want to say it was a Chessie and Me kit, but I may be mistaken who the designer is. I have to look that up. But it was a kit. So this is the picture of whatever that came in the kit, but it doesn't have a picture of the back side, and the back side is also stitched. But it came with this little kind of gingham print fabric. And here's the front with the cat sitting under the bough, this acorn. And it is, the acorn cap is a specialty stitch. It's supposed to be satin stitching. And I don't know if I redid it or if I just didn't do it right. Because it's so tiny. The holes of the fabric is so tiny. I don't know that it was some parts of it were coming out like a blob. And so there's long stitches, for the cat's whiskers and stuff like that. And then it comes with the, this, like I said, this sort of thing, piece of gingham. And I think I actually cut it in half just to make it easier to deal with. But anyway, so these are my initials on the back. Yeah. I probably could have, moved them over a little bit to center them better. I don't know. It was crooked. But there's a couple of acorns. And I think by the time I did these acorn caps, I was able to better do the little satin stitches on the caps. But there's that. And I'm going to stitch together along this back stitch line and probably make a tiny pillow out of this, or a pin keep kind of thing. And then the other two that I have are Good Must I Be. Where is it? This is a Homespun Elegance design, Mary Noel collection, Good Must I Be. And they finished it as an ornament, and the designer put her grandchild's name under there. This is 2019, I think. So, yeah, 2022. I did it last year. It's the text is Good Must I Be, so Santa will come see me. And I put my cat's name, Puck and Snug. And there's a little candy cane in the stocking, and the year 2022 on there. So I think I'm going to make this into a little pillow. I think. Or maybe I'll do a flat fold ornament kind of thing. And then the other one was Hippity Hop. This is by Primrose Cottage Stitches, Lindsey Waite, or Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I guess this is a series, Lindsey's Stamps, I think it says. Yeah, Lindsey's Stamp series. Yeah, and I did this one on this embroidery fabric at Hobby Lobby. It's very small, so I did it over 1/1. I think this is 46 count, if I'm not mistaken. Little Hippity Hop. Yeah. So that one I'm probably going to make a tiny, a little pillow or something out of that, maybe. Yeah. So that is, I think, everything for August and the end of July and beginning of August. So, yeah, wish me luck, because I have a lot of stuff to do. Yeah. So, next week, I am going to be house sitting for my younger sister. She's going up to Taos, where it's nice and cool. It's only 80 degrees is their high, and it gets pretty cold at night up there. They're 9,000 feet above sea level. At least 9,000 feet is generally Taos, and they're up in the Taos Ski Valley, which is a little bit above the town, I think, or something like that. But anyway, it's nice and cool up there. It's not like what it is here is, 115, 118, whatever, Yeah, very hot here in Phoenix. But so they're going to Taos next weekend to retrieve Hannah and bring her back down. They're going to go and listen to her play her last concert up there, and then they're going to come down. So they're going to be gone until like the beginning of next week, whatever. So I'm going to be staying at their house because they're still having workmen come over there and work on their kitchen. They got their cabinets in the other day, and they're still waiting for their countertops and kitchen faucet, and then it has to be all put back together. So I'm going to be sitting there. They borrowed a freestanding microwave to use because they had one of those installed ones, and they had to be taken off so that they could put the cabinets and all that stuff in there. And then their refrigerator is like moved into the living room. It's hooked up, but there's no like ice or water, because there's no water feed, but it's at least, functioning for like, milk and things like that. Yeah, so I'm going to be staying at their house. And so I don't know, I think we might be doing the Three Sisters Creative, filming the video on like a Thursday or something like that before they leave town. Or we might not have one next week. It just depends on, timing and whatever's going on. And so then this update, will be from Naomi's house somehow with whatever I have with me, I guess, whatever I take with me. So if I like all my July finishes and stuff like that July things, I may or may not have them with me, for that video. They may wait until the video after that. I don't know. But anyway, so that's my plans coming up. So hopefully I'll at least finish the cross stitch camp piece because I want to go ahead and finish that. Our challenge is to finish by the end of the month. You can't start till the beginning of the month, the first of the month, and then you have until the 30th or 31st in this case of July to finish the July piece. But today's the 29th, so I'm stitching as quickly as I can. Anyway, so I will possibly see you next week with, I don't know what all's going on, and with what I'll have. If nothing else, I'll have whatever I'm currently stitching on my whips or whatever, if nothing else. And I think that is probably it. That's long enough. It's an hour long. So I will see you next time. And until then, happy stitching. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.